Hey guys, welcome back to Rhino Off-Road, and today we may be stirring up a little controversy. We're not scared of controversy here, and what I'm speaking about is primary springs. Yeah, the big controversy has been online lately. Do you need a primary spring? Is it better without? It's got some people a little emotional about it. It's not a huge deal. I'm gonna draw my line in the sand. You don't need a primary spring, and here's why. These are not like a razor clutch. These don't need a spring to assist in your back shifting. These have the secondary spring for that. These are wet clutch. This clutch does not move at idle. And to further the point, I had quite a few four-wheelers back in the day, specifically Articat 700s. They have absolutely no primary spring. There is like plastic rollers in there. That's the only thing that shifts. It rolls. These rolls up a ramp. You do not need a primary spring in those. And you really don't need one in this. I believe, we both know these machines are wildly overbuilt. The front diff is massive. The transmission gears, just beef. That's all they are. The CV's huge. This machine's massively overbuilt. I believe there's 2 springs in here for redundancy. If you don't have any springs, you're not back shifting, and you're going to have a hard time getting home. Now, that being said, I've broke like maybe 2 springs in my whole life. It's rare. But you take the primary out, it's easier to tune 1 spring than 2. So, James from JBS Performance has done just that. He's come up with a secondary spring that you pull your primary, it's going to make the secondary work too hard. So this one's beefed up a little bit to assist in your back shifting and to resist your upshifting. Hopefully this doesn't light up the comment section too bad. By all means, comment. What do you think? Do you need a primary? Don't you? What's your experiences? By all means, let's have a conversation. Just try to keep it adult, will you? There's some people that get pretty excited over this. Now, on top of the primary spring going out, the secondary from James going in, we were talking online, and James came up with some ideas that I agree with very, very much. He showed that the fan assembly in there is terrible. There's massive gaps. That's not going to seal air. So I'm going to try sealing that up. And at this time, I think, here's the exhaust for the case. I think maybe I'll tie some ribbons on there to demonstrate how much airflow you get before. Then I'll do the modification and do it again and see what the increase in airflow is. I'll work that out. But the bottom line is cooler clutch is a more efficient clutch. You cannot dispute that. It's easier on belts. It's easier on everything. So we're doing JBS modification. We're doing James's personal modification, and we're going to drill holes in the intake. And there's probably some people out there shuddering right now. We got talking, and we both agreed the frog skins really limit airflow. And none of my four-wheelers had any sort of filtration on my snorkels, any of that. It was free flow air. And it never sucked up dust or dirt or any of that stuff. The clutches were fine. So we're going to open this up and we're going to see how that works. It's very experimental. I'm all for it. I know it's going to work. Really, that's what it comes down to. Just my experience, more flow, cooler clutch, longer life. That's all there is to it. So, let's get ready for a controversial one. We're going to get to work here. And smash that subscribe. Put your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this? And as usual, let's get after it. Okay guys, here's my idea. I cut up an Amazon bag into ribbons and I taped it to the exhaust. It's not very scientific, but it'll work. Now, what I'm gonna do is put you guys right here and I'm gonna start this thing up and rev it up a bit. Because remember, as I said, the primary doesn't spin on these at idle. So if the primary isn't spinning, the fan isn't spinning. So I will start it, take it up to a few thousand RPM for a few seconds, and then let it off. Okay, I took it up to 3,500 and held it there for a few seconds. And now we're gonna dig into the rest of it, do our modifications, and try it again. And I'm gonna get out of here, let this place air out a bit. Okay, I'm assuming everybody knows how to take their covers off, but if you don't and you've never done this before, there's 10 mil bolts all the way around the outside of your cover here. And you want to take all of those out. I got one left here. Let's see. Now we're going to drop this for sure. Watch. No, we didn't. Good stuff. Okay. Now, a lot of people have trouble getting these covers out. And the only thing I can come up with is if your suspension is unloaded, it will bring this shock this way. That way, if your suspension is going like that, the eyelet is heading this way, brings your shock over. You might have a hard time getting this out. So load your suspension, normal ride height. That's all I can come up with as to why people have trouble with these. It doesn't really make any sense. Should just give a half spin, one hand. Shouldn't be that bad. So yeah, if you're having trouble, load your suspension. Get somebody to jump on the back. Get it lower. That might help. But for now, to get the primary spring out, we need to take our cage off here. That is 12s here, I believe. Yep. And 10s back here. So I will go get those. Then we need bolt to expand the secondary and get our belt off. Be right back. Okay, we've got our 12 here. Now, hopefully I can pull this off without banging the camera too bad. So let's get on our 12. Get him broke loose. Now, get our trusty magnet. Get him. It's not the greatest magnet, but it works. Let's get this next guy out. Maybe. One second. Maybe you can see that. There. Okay. There's that bad boy right there. Now we need to shorten down our extension and get a 10 on there for these guys over here. One guy there. Now these guys are bolts, they're not nuts. And they're long. Good stuff. Drop my socket in there. Okay, there's another one of these guys under here. So I'm going to get that out, and then we'll get this belt off. Okay, guys, we got the cage off. Now we need to spread that secondary. It might not be proper, but you're always carrying a bolt for that. It's in here, in your motor mount. If you got a 14mm socket. That guy there. Let's grab him. Is exactly what you need for here. Always, always, always start things by hand. Get them in at least a few spins. Change the direction on this guy. And we'll go like... Now can I do this with one hand. There, that should be plenty. And we're not even bottomed out there. All right, let's start walking this off. And there is your belt. Good stuff. Now, pay attention. If your arrows have worn off, mark it on there. Get it back on there the same way. Other than that, now we can, well, it's either or. We can take the primary spring out, or we can get rid of the secondary. We'll see. Just hang on. So I flipped a coin and we're going to take the secondary off first. What you want is your handy dandy 19 mil. And now this guy is reverse thread. It's not righty tighty lefty loosey. It's righty loosey lefty tighty. That's weird. Anyway, reverse thread. So want to make sure you're going forward there. Now, let's hang on to it. There. Just like so. Did you see what I was doing there? I was going the normal way. There. Now, off he comes. Beautiful. Okay, we've got the secondary out. Now, I have a little shop press. This thing's paid for itself like 10 times over. There are other ways to get this spring off. Actually, James has done videos way back using a tire and just the weight of your body, the center of the tire there to push that spring down. There isn't an insane amount of pressure on that. It's enough, but it's not absolutely crazy. Okay, now, well, for this, there's a circlip on here. Now we have to press this ring down and undo this circlip and then let the ring come up. So what I've come up with for this particular one is just some old aluminum brackets I had laying around. I'm going to go something like that. Like I say, there isn't a crazy amount of pressure on this thing. I'm going to press it down with that. And as long as I can get in there with my snap ring pliers to undo that ring, we're good. So let's center this up the best we can and start bringing it down. That's enough right there. And we haven't even started to move the gauge. That's more than enough pressure. Now we're just gonna go like this. If my eyes would work right. Come on. Bit of a pain, but not bad. Now we just slowly let the pressure off. There. Easy peasy. Now get this guy out of here. This guy out of here. Keep our cap. We're going to need that. Spring comes off. And there we go. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to clean this thing up a little bit. And then we'll be back to put the new spring in. And here we have a comparison, guys. This is the Stalker. This is James spring. Now you can just tell this is much more stout. Just even pressing on it. This guy's fairly bouncy. That is very, very much more stout spring, which is what you want because you removed, or I will remove, the primary spring, which cuts the efficiency of this thing in half. So you want a good strong spring here, and that's what we got. So we'll get that on there, make sure everything's nice and loose. Let's get you guys back into position here. Okay, there. Our little pieces here. Now I'm going to set this in here, and you'll see why, because when we get pushing it down, I'm not going to be able to fit it in there. So there, that actually looks pretty good. Let's get this just starting to press. Now, let's center this up a little better. Just the old Hawkeye treatment. The ring's not going to catch anything. Okay. Let's start slowly coming down. Now, hopefully you can see that. Oh, I can get the ring out of there. That's cool. Now, there. It kind of guided itself in. I was close enough. Okay. Let's bring it down some more. Just past our ring there. Let's get this loaded up. In there. Oh, I knew it. Okay. Let's let it up a bit. I was hoping, but there. Okay, let's get it started anyway. I apologize for my fingers, but filming this is a little difficult. Okay, we've got it started. Let's go down a bit more. There. Now, it's above the ring right now. And what I'm going to do is grab it again. Now I need something to come through from the back side and help push it down. Just like so. Now, the trick is making sure it's in the groove all the way around. So, come around back here. There. A little bit of rustling, but that is in the groove all the way around. We can spin it, and it doesn't go anywhere. Well, you wouldn't be able to spin it if it wasn't in the groove. It'd be too tight. So, we're good there. Now let's bring it up. Like so. And these fingers, we'll call them, keeps everything retained. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, secondary is done. Now we're back at the machine, and you don't need to take the primary off if you're not going to do this vent modification. But I want to get in here and see how bad it is behind this for leaks. So I am going to take my primary off. And in order to do that, you have to get rid of this shock guard. It's a bunch of Phillips. Now that being said, the other three are okay. It's behind this tire that is a bit of a pain. You have to like jerry rig a kind of a socket screwdriver, because you are not getting a regular screwdriver in there. So it's not that bad. Let's get this guy out, and then I'll be back and we'll get the primary out. All right, I got a handy little clutch holder on here. All you do is pull 3 bolts, replace them with these bolts, and it holds your clutch while you undo the main bolt there. Technically, you don't have to do this. Just whirl it out, you know. It's a precautionary thing. That's all it is. And it's going to be handy when it comes to tightening this up again. But we'll get to that later. For now, let's get you guys in here. Now this is standard thread again. So it is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And we want our 24. That's what you need for this guy. There we go. And that's why we had to take our shock guard off. Come on. Come on. It's tight. Jesus. we've got her on the bench. So, let's get rid of this guy. We're going to need this again later, so let's not go too far with this. Now, we want to get these guys out. Now this guy isn't at all like the secondary. There's like not a lot of pressure on this guy at all. So now that's going to want to drop as soon as we get this last one out of here. Because that spring is the only thing holding it up. So, there we go. One spring out. Now, well, there's a bit of play in there with the buttons. Not ridiculous, but yeah. Well, James, looks like you're getting this fall when I'm done. Yeah, the rollers just went in. If you look back in my videos, got maybe 1,000 kilometers on them. Maybe. I've went for a few rides. Not a bit of wear. Not a single little bit of wear on them. So, JBS weights. Now, I'm going to clean this thing up a little bit, blow it off outside, not like last time, and we'll get this cap back on. Has an arrow on it, there, arrow here. So, it goes back together the same way. Alright, time to clean this up, and we'll be back. And here we have everything nicely cleaned up, guys. So we're gonna put this back together now. Now we'll do it the right way. There's an arrow here, and an arrow here. They all line up like so. Now they say 111 inch-pounds is what we're going to torque. They don't call for any sort of thread lock, so we're not going to do that. And I'll get these run down and I'll be back when I torque. Okay, we got everything snugged, and now the book doesn't give a particular pattern. I'm just going to do the old school, you know, hop back and forth, round the clock we go. So we're going to start on this side of the arrow. Go over to this guy. Back to this guy. Now I'm not going to make you guys watch the whole damn thing. Just giving you an idea. So, I'm going to torque this up. So this guy's basically done. Then we're going to let these guys sit here and we're going to dig into this fan issue. Oh yeah, man. James wasn't kidding. Now look at this. Down in that, hopefully I can do it so you can see it. Look at the light. Down in here. Look at that. That's got to be over 1/8 of an inch gap. And it does it everywhere. Let me see if you can get in here. That's a crazy gap. There should be no light over there. Down here. Well, you get the idea anyway. It's, oops. Yeah, there's some real big gaps around that thing. So I'm gonna pull that off and see exactly what we're dealing with back there. Okay, we're down to the last 2 Phillips screws. And these are just plastic screws with a point on them. Let's see if this will come off now. Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty standard. It's this guy here, almost like it needs like a weather stripping around the outside. I'm gonna see what I can find. Well, I could silicone it. I guess it really wouldn't hurt anything. Because if I need to take that entire case off, no, this wouldn't hurt anything really. If I siliconed it in, just those 5, I'll figure something out. Yeah, with this sealed up, that's gonna like triple anyway the amount of airflow. Those are some massive gaps. All right, let's maybe go online and see what I can find. All right, so this is where we are at. It is back in there, just stock. I cleaned up just the edges. Can't do it with that weather stripping. It could be too thick. I'm just guessing because I couldn't see behind this to get a measurement on the gaps. But something that will work, black RTV. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to seal up, oh, that's hard to squeeze. I'm going to seal up all this around here, around the bottom there. I'm going to seal this all up and let it sit for the night, cure up real good. And tomorrow we're going to put the clutches on and try it. All right, guys, it's the next day. And this is where we're at. I got the RTV all around here, all the way down here, under, around, up top here, and there is absolutely no light coming through there. Oh, little tiny pinhole. But underneath, no light like last time. So that is sealed. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me put this back together. It's just reverse everything we did. You know, get your primary is 170 foot-pounds, and your secondary is 100 foot-pounds. Now, you can use, you can buy these holders for these. I've done just about everything over the years. You can hook a strap from the clutch, like in here, over to the frame to hold it. I've wrapped straps around it. I've used chunks of wood and steel through there. You decide what you want to do. There's a lot of ways to hold these things. But in case you need it, hopefully, let me turn the light on. There, you can pause that and zoom in if you need to. Where is it? There's your bolt. There's your nut. 10, 8, 10, 8. And there's your specs. All right, well, it's time to get this thing back together. And there's one more modification. And we're getting down to it, guys. Here's my clutches are in, everything's torqued, good to go, other than put the cover on. I removed my cargo bed, and I put some painter's tape on both of these intakes, and I've marked them out. I'm gonna drill 6 1-inch holes in the side of both of these. Now I can almost hear people screaming, "Oh my God, oh my God." Now, it's like this. Ask a pro motocrosser if he's ever drilled out his airbox. If he's worth his salt, yes they have. It just increases airflow. Doesn't hurt a thing. And these frog skins are so restrictive when they get dirty. They're caked. I've had this thing that you flick it and it all just falls off. So we are gonna open these up. I'm gonna drill some pilots in case my hole saw tears the tape off. Then we're gonna pull the frog skins off, vacuum it out, and we're gonna have a much more free-flowing system. Okay, so let's get this going. Okay, here we go. I don't know what size that is. I just grabbed a bit. We're gonna start popping some holes in here. Now, don't worry about it. There is nothing in here if you've never had your frog skins off. It's completely hollow. No baffles or anything crazy. There we go. We are marked, so it doesn't matter if the hole saw rips the tape off. So, time for the hole saw. Alright, we've got our hole saw on here. Now you may say, what about rain and water? What if that gets in there? Well, that's how I marked these out. The bottom of my hole saw, if you can see that, is so very close to the bottom, way closer than the intake back there. If any water does get in there from the rain, it's just going to roll right out. No problem. It's not going to go in the intake. So, that's covered. And there we go. Nice clean hole. I'm not going to make you watch me do all these, but I'm going to do them, pull the tape off, and show you what it looks like. And there we go. Piece of cake. Now, we're going to pull this tape off. And look at that. I still have to go inside and grab my stubs and the pieces. But there we go. Nice clean install, looks good. And most of all, that is going to flow massive air. So I got this side to do. You guys, surely you know how to take your frog skins off. Unscrew this. This comes off. Go in and clean her out. So I am going to do that. That's it. Wow, that's it. I'm going to put my gate back on, get everything cleaned up, and wow, fire it up. And I get the feeling that it's going to throw way more air. But we will see soon. I'll be back. Okay guys, I think this is where I had you last time. All right. Time for the big test. I'm going to start it, take her up to about 3,500 a couple times, and then I have to watch the footage because I won't know what happens until I do. All right, let's get this going. Okay guys, I just had a chance to take a peek at the footage on this tiny little screen on the GoPro. It looks like there's a big difference there, like even at idle. Now I know I said the primary doesn't move on these on idle. It does on high idle. Till you get up to operating temperature, computer drops your idle down, then they don't move. But even right off the bat, that looks like huge improvements. Now, I guess next video or a few videos from now, I'm going to use this thing. I'm going to probably pound on it a little bit, see if I can get the belt to heat up. But I don't think it's gonna. Honestly, just from the footage I've seen, that is a massive improvement in flow. Now, as far as the secondary spring, removing the primary, I will do a follow-up video on that. I think it's going to be great myself. Yeah, I'll try it every which way. Slow, fast, climbing, just cruising. I will do a follow-up on that. Now, as usual, hit the subscribe. If you like what you see, it really helps my channel, and we're getting there. We're starting to get some good subs going on now, so that's awesome. And there's only better stuff to come. This summer is going to be crazy, trust me. Now, yeah, you hit that subscribe. Actually, I'm going to let this place air out a little bit. There's a few fumes in here, and it's lunchtime. So I'm going to get a coffee and some food. So, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you try this. Why not, right? It's not going to hurt anything. And we will see you in the next one.